Hello everyone. Hello everyone. I hope you are doing well. YouTube is back. So tuingie wote. Inform everyone to open the link tuingie so that we can start the class immediately. Tuingie. Naona ni watu watatu. Hello. Hello kila mtu. Hello? Hello? Hello everyone? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, mko aje? Haya. Nimewapigia ili tuingie. Okay, akina Zuleka, Fatuma, Zainab, Leila, tuko wapi? Hello, wako wapi? Eh? Yes? Hello, yes? Wako wapi? Akina Zuleka wako wapi? Hello, sikusikii. Hello, ongea. Okay, haina shida basi. Kama hawako available saa hii tutaendelea. Hii video nitaipublish iwe public, wataifuata baadaye. Si ndio? Sawa? Yes?
Yes.
Sawa sawa, tutaipublish baadaye. Acha tuanze. Tuingie wale wako ndani. Aha. So we will start our class immediately for the sake of time. So we will start our class immediately for the sake of time. So probability. Niko peke yangu. Hello. Yeah. Probability. Hello, who is currently following? Kindly identify yourself from the comment section so that I can know who is following. So today, hello everyone. I hope you are doing well. This is day 4 of our mathematics bootcamp. We are currently working on mathematics paper 2, and we had done probability before, but we are going to continue doing it even today so that we will ensure that we have understood. So there are some questions here that I want us to go through, and once we go through these questions, I believe we will stand a better chance to be able to respond to these questions even in our examinations. We have some questions here. There is a question that reads, let us call it question number 1. Okay, Amita. Okay, hi. Let's continue. There is a question that reads here. This question was assessed back in the year 2003, and these questions are a little bit they are a little bit lengthy when it comes to writing them down. So I would propose that majority of you ensure you have KCSE made familiars so that you can be able to relate with the questions. so that we are not going to spend more time writing down the questions. So for those who are currently replying to my WhatsApp calls, kindly engage into our meeting. The link is just in the wall. You can join the meeting so that we can proceed. So there is a question that reads, an unbiased coin. Question 1, an unbiased coin. An unbiased coin. An unbiased coin with two faces. With two faces. Head being represented by H, and tail is tossed 3 times. Is tossed 3 times. Is tossed 3 times. Hi is tossed 3 times. List all the possible outcomes. List all the possible outcomes. List all the possible outcomes. Hence determine the probability. Full stop. Hence determine the probability. Hence determine the probability of getting Roman 1, at least 2 heads. At least 2 heads. Two marks. And Roman 2, only 1 tail. Only 1 tail. 1 mark. At least 2 heads, 2 marks, only 1 tail, 1 mark. So from this, from the above question, we have been told that a fair coin, or what we call an unbiased coin, is tossed, and this unbiased, it is tossed 3 times. We know back then we had a coin that had a head and a tail. So when we talk about a fair coin or an unbiased coin is a coin that has not been manipulated to only display one face. So if you can take a coin and toss a coin, when you toss that coin, it is going to give you 2 faces, either of the 2 faces, either a head or a tail. So, and the probability of it giving you 1 face is a half. Why a half? Because in a fair coin, we have 2 possible outcomes, and these 2 possible outcomes, any can appear. A head can appear or a tail can appear. So the first thing we have been told to do, we have been told to hence determine the probability of getting at least 2 faces. So we have been told it is tossed 3 times. List all the possible outcomes. So allow me to lab this question. I hope you have written the question down. I want us now to use tree diagram. And when we use the tree diagram, we are going to determine the possible outcomes that we are going to have. So we have the first tossing can give us either a head or a tail. The second tossing can give us either a head or a tail, a head or a tail. The third tossing can give us a head or a tail. It can give us a head or a tail. It can give us a head or a tail. It can give us a head or a tail. So if a fair coin is tossed 3 times, there is a high chance it can give us 3 possible heads, 3 heads. It can give us a head, and a tail. It can give us a head, a tail, and a head. It can give us a head, a tail, and a tail. It can give us a tail, a head, and a head. It can give us a tail, a head, and a tail. It can give us a tail, and a head. It can give us a tail, and a tail. So those are the different outcomes that we can be given when we throw a coin, a fair coin, 3 times. And we said that in each tossing, we have got 2 possible outcomes. So the outcome, the possibility or the probability of the head appearing is a half, and that of a tail is also a half. All of them will be a half. Why are we saying a half? Because when you toss a fair coin, it has only 2 outcomes and it can only occur once. Each outcome can only occur once. There is no chance of them occurring twice at the same time. So this is the tree diagram that we will use to respond to our question. So our question now is asking Roman 1 that hence determine the probability of getting at least 2 heads. So when we talk of at least, the phrase at least means, so when we talk of at least 2 heads, we mean 2 heads or more. 2 heads or more. So the minimum number of heads we can have is 2. So tuende hapo, where do we have 2 heads? We have 2 heads there. We have 2 heads there. We have 2 heads there. And also we can take all to be heads. All to be heads. There is no harm in taking all the outcomes being the head, because we have been told at least 2 heads. So we can take 2 heads as the minimum. So we have 2 heads minimum, 2 heads minimum, 2 heads minimum, and 3 heads minimum, and 3 heads. So we can choose to go with the 4 of them, including this one. Many students fail when they focus only on the 3, but you need to understand these words. These are inequalities. At least means exact or more. At most means exact and less. That is what it simply means. So welcome Jerry Njogona, you are most welcome. So let us continue. So we are now going to focus with these 3. So in the meantime, I don't know what I'm going to do about this, but let us just do it here. So we have the probability of at least 2 heads. At least 2 heads itakuwa ni hii yote, a half times a half times a half. Ukifanya hiyo yote itakupatia nini? A half times a half times a half itakupatia 1/8 plus all this one, a half times a half times a half, 1/8 plus another one here, a half times a half times a half, 1/8 plus another one here, a half times a half times a half, 1/8. The reason I'm just multiplying it directly is because we are limited in terms of space. So let's bear, and once we add an eighth plus an eighth plus an eighth plus an eighth, you will realize that this one is going to give you 4/8, which is equal to a half. So the probability of getting at least 2 heads is equivalent to a half. It is equivalent to a half. The next question leads, find the determine the probability of getting only 1 tail. The probability of getting only 1 tail. So where did we have 1 tail alone? We had 1 tail here. So we can take this one. We had 1 tail. We also had 1 tail here. And we also have 1 tail here. So the probabilities of only getting 1 tail. The probability of getting only 1 tail. The probability of getting 1 tail. The probability of getting 1 tail. So hizo ni mara 3. So probability of getting only 1 tail, instead of kushinda tukiziandika a half times a half times a half, we know 1 thread like that is just an eighth. And since I'm interested in this 3, it is going to be an eighth plus an eighth plus an eighth, and it is going to be 3/8. It will be 3/8. So the probability of getting only 1 tail is equivalent to 3/8. 3/8. I hope you have understood that. I hope you have understood that very well. So there's another question. I don't know whether you are done. If you are done, we can proceed with another example. I think it's now high time because there are some questions here that are very lengthy. Even if naweza ziandika kwa hii board haziwezi toshea on probability, and they are very crucial. I would prefer we also focus on those questions. But in the meantime, let's do this for the sake of the last lesson that we did, and you are in a better position to understand. So we are going to have question 2. Question 2 reads, 3 representatives are to be selected randomly. 3 representatives are to be selected randomly. They are to be selected randomly from a group of 7 girls and 8 boys. Calculate the probability. Calculate the probability of selecting calculate the probability of selecting 2 girls and 1 boy. 2 girls and 1 boy. 2 girls and 1 boy. So the question reads, 3 representatives are to be selected randomly from a group of 7 girls. So, and 8 boys. So the total number of kids that we have in that school or in that class or in the group of the representatives is 15. We have 7 girls and 8 boys. So the total is 15. And we are supposed to select 3 as their representatives. So we can use a tree diagram to represent this information, whereby we are supposed to appoint only 3 representatives. So during the first selection, if you close your eyes, or maybe during election, you can select either a boy or a girl. During the second selection, you can select a boy or a girl, a boy or a girl. During the third selection, you can select a boy and a girl or a girl, a boy or a girl, a boy or a girl, a boy or a girl. So chances are you select 3 boys, you can select 3 boys, you can select 2 boys consecutively and a girl, you can select a boy, a girl, then a boy, you can select a boy, a girl and a girl, you can select a girl, a boy and a boy, you can select a girl, a boy and a girl, and another chance is that you can select a girl and a boy, and another chance is you can select 3 girls, all representatives to be girls. So in this situation, we said for us to select the first student, we are going to, the probability of selecting a boy is going to be 8 over 15. 8 over 15. So the probability of selecting a girl will be 7 over 15. It will be 7 over 15. So remember, kama probability ya boy tushachukua boy mmoja, total imekuwa affected, so itakuwa over 14, itapungua kwa sababu tusha select. This one is without replacement, so this one being 14, hapa itakuwa probability ni 7, na kama hii ni 7 over 14, hii itakuwa 7 over 14, kumaanisha tu kuselect msichana. Tuendelee hivi mbele. Kama hapa ni 7 over 14, tukiselect boy tena itakuwa nini? Itakuwa 6 over 13. Na kama hii ni 6 over 13, hapa itakuwa 7 over 13, jua tu kuselect dem. Haya, tukikuja hapa, kama hapa ni girl, tutaanza kwa girl. So kuselect girl itakuwa ni 6 over 13, na hapa itakuwa 7 over 13, kumaanisha tu kuselect boy. Tuende saidini. Ukichukua ka girl, kuchagua ka girl tena itakuwa 6 over 14, na hapa itakuwa 8 over 14, juu tulisema probability lazima ijae 1. Then kuselect ka dem tena itakuwa 5 over 13, na hapa itakuwa 8 over 13. Hapa ukichukua boy, hapa itabidi chukue boy. Ukichukua boy kwanza itakuwa 7/13 na hapa itakuwa 6/13. So tukifanya hivyo ikiwa hivyo, tukiendelea tunaambiwa calculate the probability of selecting 2 girls and 1 boy. 2 girls and 1 boy. So tunataka hiyo 2 girls and 1 boy. Tunataka 2 girls and 1 boy. Tunataka 2 girls and 1 boy. Hizo tatu. Those 3 ndizo tunataka. So for us to get the 3 of them, tutakuja tufute hapa, tuifanye hiyo calculation hapo juu. So tukichukua hii ya kwanza, naona ni hii hivi, ni hii hivyo na hii. So itakuwa probability 2 girls and a boy, itakuwa hii ya kwanza itakuwa 8/15 times 7/14 times 6/13 plus, twende ya pili, 7/15 times 8/14 times 6/13 plus ya chini kabisa 7/15 6/14 7/15 6/14 na 8/13. So tukifanya hiyo tutapata probability ya 2 girls and a boy itakuwa nini? 15 times 14 times 13. In this case 15 times 14 times 13 itatupatia nini? Itakuwa 2730. So kila kitu itakuwa over 2730. So 8 times 7 is 56. 56 times 6 itakuwa 336 plus 7 times 8 times 6 bado itakuwa 336 over 2730 plus 336 over 2730. Ukiadd zote zitakuwa 336 times 3 itakuwa 1008 over 2730. Tuchukue hiyo to divide by 2730. Imetupatia 0.3692. Not 0.3692. I don't have a calculator. You can do it correctly. I am not saying I'm wrong, but you can try to counter check whether I've written it the right way. So that is how we go about it. Haya, So there's another question here. That I want us to do. Maswali ni marefu sana. There's a question that was done in the year 2024. Number the probabilities of obtaining scores. The probability of obtaining scores one, 2, 3, 4, and 5 using a biased pentagonal spinner. Using a biased pentagonal spinner were recorded as shown. They were recorded as shown in the following table. So we have a table here. Score from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we have probability. So the probability of scoring 1 is K, scoring 2 is 0.1, scoring 3 is 0.25, scoring 4 is 2K, and scoring 5 is 0.2. So the question reads, A, determine Roman 1 the value of K. The value of K. 2 marks. That is our first question. Determine the value of K. So what we are going to do in this scenario, for us to determine the value of K, we said that all outcomes in a probability add up to 1. So for us to get outcome 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, the cumulative should add up to 1. So what does that mean? That means for us to determine K, it's very easy, because the sum of everything, K plus 0.1 plus 0.25 plus 2K plus 0.2 should all be equal to 1. They should all be equal to 1. Kwa hivyo tukichukua K plus 2K tuweke right terms pamoja, itatupatia 3K plus 0.1 plus 0.2 itatupatia 0.3, then 0.3 plus 0.25 itatupatia 0.55. So itakuwa plus 0.55 is equal to 1. Is equal to 1. Tukipata hiyo, we are now going to take 0.5 on the other side, ikuwe minus 0.55. Na tukifanya hivyo, itakuwa 3K is equal to 1 minus 0.55 itakuwa 0.45. Itakuwa 0.45. So 3K is equals to 0.45. Divide by 3, divide by 3. When we divide both sides by 3, we will get K as 0.15. We will get K as 0.15. We will get K as 0.15. Haya. So, tukipata K ni 0.15, watu warudi. Tukipata K ni 0.15, sasa tujaribu kujibu swali la pili. Swali la pili tunaambiwa determine the probability of obtaining a score of 4. A score of 4. So the probability of obtaining a score of 4. The probability of obtaining a score of 4. The probability of obtaining a score of 4. So what? Hii ni part Roman 2. The probability of obtaining a score of 4. So what is going to be the probability of obtaining a score of 4? A score of 4. So the probability of obtaining a score of 4 is 2k. And k is equal to 0.15. Si ndio tulipata hapa? Kwa hivyo the probability of 4 itakuwa 2 times 0.15, which will be equal to 0.3. It is equal to 0.3. Zivradia yanto barakadia iko bakazi fantasy. Belie this portion for the ratio. Aha, let's move on. So tunaambiwa the spinner was spun twice. Ilispiniwa mara mbili. The second question, as kuandikia uandike the spinner was spun twice. The spinner was spun twice. Roman 1, work out the probability. Work out the probability of obtaining an even number in the first spin and an odd number in the second spin. In the second spin. So andika hiyo. An even number in the first spin and an odd number in the second spin. So if you are done writing it down, we are going to do it quickly. So kwanza tutafuta probability of getting an even number. So kwanza tutafuta probability of getting an even number. So an even number is either 2 and 4. So it is 2 and 4. So the probability of getting 2 and 4 itakuwa 0.1 plus 2 times 0.15 ilikuwa 0.3. So the probability of getting 2 and 4 is equal to 0.1 plus 0.3 is 0.4. Then tuende probability ya kupata odd number. So probability ya odd number itakuwa 1 or 2. Ili kuwa even number 2 or 4, cha nitumie all. Na hapo hapa itakuwa 1 or 3 or 5. So itakuwa 1 ni 0.15 plus probability ya 3 ni 0.25 na ya 5 ni 0.2. So ukiadd zote tatu 0.25 plus 0.15 itakupatia 0.4 na 0.4 plus 0.2 itakupatia 0.6. Hii ni ya odd number. But sasa tumeambiwa tutafute probability of getting either an even number, the probability of getting an even number during the first attempt and an odd number during the second attempt. So tunasemanga probability of this and this is equal to probability of E multiplied by probability of O. We multiply. When we say all, we add. When we are dealing with independent events, this one and that one, we multiply. So the probability of E and O itakuwa, this one is 0.4 times this one is 0.6. And when you take 0.4 times 0.6, you are going to get 0.24. 0.24. We will get 0.24. 0.24. That is what you are going to get as your probability. Na unapata 4 marks. So far hapo tumefika, tumeelewa? Kama tumeelewa mnipatie like. Mnipe like hapo hivyo. Na kama hatujaelewa tuseme hatujaelewa. Haya. So the reason nimewambia tumemultiply ni juu tumeambiwa, ukisoma swali lako vizuri, tunaambiwa ya kwamba find the probability or work out the probability of obtaining an even number in the first spin and an odd number, see all, and an odd number in the second spin. Sawa sawa. So the third question tunaambiwa the total score S for the two spins was obtained. Determine the probability that S is less than or equal to 9. So that is it. So far tumeelewa. Nione hii comment ya Mite inasema aje. Teacher, I don't understand the first one. Can we do a similar one? Okay, the first one, which one? Hiyo ya part A ya table. Hiyo ya part A ya table. Hiyo ya part A ya table. Ama gani? Yes. Yes. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Top Grade Academy. No, questions. For that, you mean we do questions for the tree diagram? Is that what you are saying? Do you mean we do questions on the tree diagram? Hiyo ndo unamaanisha questions based on tree diagram? So there was a question that was done in the year 2022, paper 2 number 18. 2022 paper 2 number 18. And this question reads, two bags P and Q P and Q contain identical marbles. Except for the colors. Full stop. Bag P contains you mean the one hii tuta apply tree diagrams. Bag B contains 3 green and 4 red marbles. Bag Q contains 2 green and 3 red marbles. The first question A, find the probability of picking a red marble. Just one. A red marble from bag P. One mark. So tutakuja kwa bag P, tuone bag P iko na nini. Tunaambiwa bag P contains 3, so hii ni bag P. Iko na green na iko na red. It contains 3 green balls na iko na 4 red balls. So tunaulizwa probability ya kupick one red marble from bag P. So ukikuja kwa bag P upick one, you can pick a red or a green. Or a red. So kupick red itakuwa 4/7 na green itakuwa 3/7. Kwa hivyo tushajibu the probability of picking a red is equal to 4/7. The probability of picking a red is 4/7. Probability of picking a red is 4/7. I may put on a pullover. It's getting a little bit cooler. So you must always prioritize your first foundation, which is your health. Your health is your priority. You should always prioritize your health over any other thing. So Tunaendelea. The next question inasema two marbles were picked at random from P. Two marbles were picked at random from P. Two marbles. So tufute hii tuandike B. Tuandike swali la pili. Question B. Two marbles were picked at random from bag P one at a time without replacement. Full stop. Roman 1. Draw a probability tree diagram. Draw a probability tree diagram to show all the possible outcomes. To show all the possible outcomes. 1 mark. Tushamaliza part A, sasa tuko part B. So tunaambiwa those were picked at random from bag P. To be specific, it is bag P. So kama ni mbili zimechukuliwa na zinachukuliwa one at a time without replacement. So unafunga macho, unaweka mkono, unachukua moja, haurudishi ingine, alafu unarusha mkono, unatoa ya pili. So if we pick from bag P, that is with respect to bag P, tunaweza chukua ya kwanza. The first one can be a green or a red. Na ya pili inaweza kuwa green, red, a green or a red. So high chances we can pick two green marbles, a green and a red marble, a red and a green marble, and a red and a red marble. So tukiwa na hiyo, tukuje hapa kwa P. Tunajua bag P ina contain 3 green balls and 4 green marbles and 4 red marbles. So the probability of picking ya kwanza itakuwa 3/7. Ya kupick ya pili, ya kupick red, hii ni green, itakuwa 4/7. Ukiadi zote zitakupea 1. So tushaondoa moja, so tunafunikanga hii. Tushaondoa moja, tumekuja hapa. So zimebaki ngapi? 6. Kwa hivyo chance ya kuchukua ya pili itakuwa 2/6 na hii itakuwa 4/6. Kwa nini? Juu kama umechukua hii ni kusema hujachukua hii. So hizi bado ziko original 4. Tukuje chini. Kama ulichukua red, chance ya kuchukua red ya pili itakuwa 3/6. Na chance ya kuchukua green hapa itakuwa nini? 3/6 hii. So ikiwa hivyo, tushachora hizo outcomes na tushazionyeshana. Hiyo unapata 1 mark. Unapata 1 mark. So far tuko na 2 marks out of 10. Hili swali liliulizwa section 2. So far tuko na 2 marks out of 10. So tuende hilo swali lingine ambalo linasema find the probability that the two marbles picked were of the same color. Find the probability that the two marble picks were of the same color. So hii ni Roman 2. Find the probability that the two marbles picked were of the same color. They were of the same color. So ukiambiwa hivyo 2 marks. So tunataka tuchukue zingine mbili hapo. 2 marks. So tukiambiwa hivyo utakuja uangalie of the same color. Tuko na green na green na red na red. So utatafuta probability of green and green or probability of red and red, which we said is the probability of green plus probability of red. That is what we said. So the probability of green green or red, it is probability of green green plus probability of red red. So once we have that, acha tufute hapa tujibu hilo swali. So hilo swali tutakuja tuseme probability itakuwa 3/7 times 2/6 plus kuja ya pili 4/7 times 3/6. So the probability will be 3 times 2 is 6/42 plus 4 times 3 is 12/42. So 12 plus 6 is 18/42. So can we be able to simplify 18/42? Yes, we can simplify by 6. So by 6 3, by 6 7. So the probability is going to be 3/7. The probability will be 3/7. That is the probability that the two marbles picked are of the same color. It is going to be 3/7. 3/7. Let us continue. The third one, Roman 3. Turudi. Roman 3 is saying find the probability that at least one red marble was picked. Find the probability that at least one red marble was picked. Two marks. At least one red marble. So tuko bado hapa kwa hili swali, hiyo ni Roman 3. At least one red marble. So hapa tuko interested na at least one red marble. So unaweza chukua hiyo because kuna red marble, kuna hiyo one red marble, unaweza chukua hata hiyo zote tatu. So for you to get that probability, itakuwa probability of GR all RG all RR itakuwa this plus this plus this. So itakuwa 3/7 times 4/6 plus 4/7 times 3/6 plus 4/7 times 3/6. That is it. So tukifanya hivyo, sasa naona tunaweza futa hii part B juu ni kama tunamalizana nayo. So that probability will be equal to 3/7 times 12/42 plus 4/7 times 3/6 itakuwa 12/42 plus 12/42. So hii yote itakuwa 36/42. So if you simplify each by seats, itakuwa by seats by seats 7. So the probability is going to be seats over 7. The probability will be seats over 7. The probability will be seats over 7. So tuende part C. Hiyo ni part nini tumemaliza. So far tuko na marks 6. That is KCSE 2022. We already have 6 marks. Tuende sasa part C. So tuende part C. Part C nasema the marble picked the marbles picked from bag P in B were both put into bag Q. A marble was then picked at random. A marble was then picked at random from bag P from bag Q. Calculate the probability that the marble picked was number 1 green in color. Green in color, 3 marks. Ingine number 2 ni red in color. One mark. So that is a question that was done back in the year 2022. So let me simplify this because I can see time is running out. Check this one out. Bag Q iko na green na iko na red. Na iko na ngapi green? Iko na 2 green na 3 red. So turudi pale kwa ya kwanza. Ya kwanza tulikuwa tuna select mbili. Hizo mbili ndizo tunaambua zimekuja zikawekwa hapa. Na kwa hizo mbili ambazo zinaselektiwa lazima kuna moja ilikuwa red. Juu hata probability kubwa ilikuwa kupick red mahali kuna red. Probability ya kupick red ilikuwa nini? Ilikuwa 6/7. Kwa hivyo ni kumaanisha probability ya red ilikuwa kubwa zaidi kuliko ya green. Probability ya red ilikuwa kubwa kuliko ya green. Na kama probability ya red ilikuwa kubwa kuliko ya green, that simply means that chances za kuchukua red ziko juu sana kuliko za kuchukua green. Chances za kuchukua red ziko juu sana kuliko za kuchukua green. So haya, kumaanisha hii basket iko na 2 na iko na 3. Sasa umeongeza addition of 2. We have an addition of 2 marbles. 2 marbles from Q, from P. 2 marbles from P. Hello, ensure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You have 2 marbles from P. So tukiweka hizo 2 marbles, total tutakuwa na ngapi? Haya, cha tufute hapa sasa. Toto tutakuwa na mabosi 7. Total marbles zitakuwa 7 na hizi ni inclusive of both green and red. Both green and red. Sasa hii this will now make us use something we call a probability space. A probability space. Woi, na mtu ajui probability space ni nini? Kwa sasa probability space. What is a probability space? What is a probability space? So a probability space is a table created that shows all the possible outcomes when a probability has been done or when selection of items has been done. Sawa sawa. Na hii probability space yetu itakuwa in form of we have the red and we have the green, na outcomes tumesema zinafaa ziwe 7. So we are going to have total outcomes should be 7. Total outcomes zinafaa ziwe 7. So if our total outcomes are supposed to be 7, ni kumaanisha that we need to have 7 outcomes of the red and 7 outcomes of the green, bearing in mind that we are adding. The reason I'm finding it tricky to do this particular part is because I understand majority of us have not done probability based on the use of probability space. So this I'll have to take you intensively using questions that have to apply the use of probability space. So that is all we have for today. I'm so glad that we are now back to YouTube. It miraculously happened that we are now back. We thank God. God has been faithful. So let us finish our class at that point. And now I'm going to wind up this class so that we can have a deliberation on the call, not on the comment section, but in WhatsApp, so that we can have to do the rest of the thing. So have a blessed evening. Have a blessed moment as you are also preparing for the MOOCs. I'm here and I'm very much available for you to assist you on preparing or for preparing during your examinations. Thank you very much for being part of Top Grade Academy. A lot more is coming. So at least with the few calculations we have done here and there, you can be able to juggle through and navigate through probability. The rest we are going to sort it out. So have a blessed evening and a blessed night until we meet tomorrow at a time like this, where we will be working out on approximation and errors. The rest of the questions I would desire or I would request we do them on Zoom, because they are too lengthy to write them down bit by bit. They are very, very constructive, and I would want to display these questions and share the screen with you so that we can be able to just write with ease. So if there are any other consultations based on probability, you can drop them on our wall so that we can be able to respond to that. Have a blessed evening.